Oh man, my man Auston Holleman, shout out to you, man. He finna go in on these women, these Western women. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. If I was an Americanized woman and I saw this video, I would not want this video to get out because men are beginning to wake up. Is passport bros the way to go? I know I talk mess here and there. They make mistakes here and there. But listen to this guy's breakdown of what's going on in America compared to what's going on in different countries. This is going to open your eyes and it might change your whole perspective. I mean, it might make you leave the country. So before we get too far into it, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you like the video. If you guys want to support the channel, hit the Cashapp, PayPal, Venmo, all in the description below. Hopefully, Mr. Holleman, you don't mind us watching your video for content purposes, reaction to it. Fair use, fair use, fair use. So here we go. Buckle up. He finna go in.
Here in Dallas does not seem too promising. I had a conversation with my father about his social life here in Dallas, and it sounds the same way. And I don't see too many other men having that much. I mean, obviously there's somebody out there, right? But I don't see too many other men having a great social life living in the DFW, at least in the Dallas area. Maybe in Fort Worth, we'll do some looking at that today, but in the DFW, absolutely not. Uh, the DFW is an area of cliquishness. You go out, people are just huddled together. They went out to hang out amongst themselves in whatever group they came out with, and that's it. They didn't advise you, or they don't expect to communicate with anybody else, which is fine. They don't have to communicate with anybody else, but it's an issue when the entire city and everywhere you go to is like that. If you've been to Dallas, you know what I'm talking about. It doesn't matter where you go to. There's large amounts of people in one room that are just out just to be out, I guess, to impress other people, but they don't have any interest in talking to the people that they're trying to impress. They're just there just to be there to waste space and spend money at the same time. Now, when I was here the first time, I had people telling me like, "Oh, Austin, you should just when you go out, because I used to complain about the same stuff 2 3 years ago. When you go out, you should just go out with no expectations. You shouldn't have any expectations from people whenever you step outside. You shouldn't expect to socialize. Bull. F***ing shit. I'm not going to social settings with no expectation to socialize. I don't care where I'm at in the world. If I go somewhere and it's whack and people aren't friendly and people are just there just to be amongst themselves, I'm not going.
I know some of you guys don't live in the city, but if you live in the city, no matter where it's at, he's talking about Dallas right here. I'm sure you can relate to this. I moved to a recent big city recently. All this is true. When you go out to these places, it's just a group of people and they're just sticking with their cliques with no intention of meeting new people, no intention of socializing with other people. When you go out alone, nobody comes up and approaches you. Um, that's not inviting for other people. So you're kind of like socially isolated. We live in America, see in the cities and just in American culture, because even in my younger years, I remember the kids were still going out, riding bicycles, playing football in the street, touch football, all that stuff. But it's like all of a sudden, within the last 5 to 10 years, people have got ultra isolated from each other. And I don't exactly know where we went wrong. We can say it's technology, we can say it's the phone. It might just be the culture that we're cultivating as Americans. So let's jump to the next timestamp because it gets better. I need you guys to sit there. He goes in.
I go to Bangkok, Thailand. Everybody's Swati Cup. Everybody's the cultures in these other places are a lot more friendlier. Just the most simple way I can explain it. They're a lot more welcoming and they're a lot more friendlier. When you come here, the culture is very isolated. And this is even amongst people I've known my entire life. I go back to see them and I'm looking at the neighbor, for example, whenever I was seeing my older brother, I'm looking at the neighborhood. I'm like, where is everybody at? 10, 15 years ago, this street would be full of people. People would be barbecuing, drinking outside, talking, whatever. Where is everybody at now? Everybody's indoors. And we can't blame it on technology, right? There's technology in Paraguay, there's technology in Uruguay, there's technology in Argentina, there's technology in Kenya, and everybody's outside. So, what is the real issue? I don't know what it is. It's not my problem. I don't live here. I just mailed off my birth certificate to the state secretary today. So I'm officially making my way out of here.
He had to flex on his right fast. Hey, bro, if you can do what you can, if you can get out of the United States and travel, I would most certainly do it. I would most certainly do it. Also, side note, don't Austin sound a little bit like Terrell Owens? I know I can't be the only one that noticed that. Let me know in the comments if you guys noticed that. Here we go.
And what is another issue you see with being here? And I'm sorry, I don't think I can do too much approaching while I'm here because I was talking to Jason about this earlier, and he was saying if you keep approaching, if you keep approaching, eventually I will become humble, right? And this is what I told you guys about the first time and how this city me up the first time, where eventually you have to keep here. If you want some action, right? You're gonna have to keep lowering your standards at some point. And again, I said this last night. There's some dudes that's like, "Oh no, I also don't know what he's talking about. I'm running through chicks. You're running through fat, ugly. Trust me, I saw him." So
Oh, oh my God, Austin cooking with hot fish grease. Cold approach don't work in the US, bro. It don't. You better have you better do that gold digging stuff. Like them gold digging videos where it's the dude in the Lambo and he roll up and talk to the chick. But like at first he tried to play it like he a poor dude, but then he walked back to his car and the woman run back to him and stuff. That's gonna have to be your code approach in today's world because it's the dumbest thing going right now. Plus the laws and all this stuff, sexual harassment, assault. If she don't find you attractive, she can do that to you. So hell no. Code approach is dead in America. It is dead. And that's the thing. Women always say, I want men to approach us. I want men in what environment? We can't code approach properly in this damn environment. What the hell is wrong with y'all?
anyway, if, in this city, you're gonna have to lower your
Also, let me
standards.
go back. Let me go back because he said something pivotal. He said something critical, not pivotal, critical. So, dudes, when you're in the city, like you said, the hypergamy in the city is ultra high. Like it's hot. Women are hypergamous naturally, but country and rural and the suburb hypergamy is way different from the city girls hypergamy. Like if you're not Dak Prescott, if you're not the business mogul at IBM, like you're gonna struggle in the city. And so he's correct. Whenever you're on these dating apps, whenever you're cold approaching, you're gonna have to lower your standards because the ego inflation in the city is ultra high. So a 6 or a 7 thinks she's a 10 because she can get in contact with these athletes, with these businessmen, with these celebrities within a DM. And now she thinks she's on top of the world. When in reality, that guy just wanted to smash that night on a slow Tuesday. But in her mind, she thinks she can actually pull that man and get a relationship with that guy. So when your regular ass walks up, you don't have a damn shot, bro. You're not even close. All in it. So I'm gonna let Austin speak for the rest of this little time segment I got.
action, right? You're gonna have to keep lowering your standards at some point. And again, I said this last night. There's some dudes that's like, oh no, I also don't know what he's talking about. I'm running through chicks. You're running through fat, ugly. Trust me, I saw them. So anyway, if, in this city, you're gonna have to lower your standards if you want to get some action, right? That just doesn't switch off when you get on the plane and go to another country. You're still programmed that okay, I can only deal with this caliber of woman. So when I go to Brazil, I might go a little higher, but I'm not gonna go for what I could really get. And that's what happened to me. And I didn't snap out of that until I got to Thailand the third time. When I went to Thailand the third time, I kind of woke up to myself and I said, okay, yeah, I could do a lot better than what I'm doing. I'm still, even though I'm happy abroad, I'm still stuck in the same mindset that I had before. I would look at to until I got to Thailand. It was a lot of times I would look at the most attractive women in places like Kenya, and I wouldn't approach them because I was used to not being able to approach that because they were the total around here. You know, the really attractive women are total. So eventually you stop, and then that mindset does not transition over. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
So whenever, because there's videos out on the internet, not with Austin, but or not that I've seen with Austin, but there's different videos with different passport bros where like they go out to these different countries and they're approaching women with blue hair and pink hair and tatted up with piercings and all that stuff. And I'm like, bro, like you could do that here in America. Like, why would you waste all this money going overseas to get an Americanized woman? Well, he just broke it down in that little segment right there. That little ego hit that you take dealing with American women, it causes you to lower your standards and it transfers over into different countries if you go over to different countries. So I take his word on that. I haven't been out of the country. So here's the next one.
Anyway, uh, I was I finally got another number. Two. I got two more numbers this morning off of Hinge, right? Which obviously that's the equivalent to getting a hey. It doesn't mean shit. You know that the phone number means nothing in the United States. It doesn't mean anything. It literally has no value. So I got one number, two numbers. I got one that I messaged first. Uh, Reading the messages, let me just read it so I'm not going off the top of the head. So it starts off, I told her good morning with her name. She says good morning back. I said, what are you up to? She said she's doing something. I'm not going to give too much information. She's doing something. And I was like, oh, so what sport do you play? Oh, she tells me this sport. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I'm thinking in my head, okay, well, this conversation is about to wrap up really quick because she doesn't even have the knowledge on how to engage. Did you think about asking me where, what do I do, where am ask me some questions. That's how you have a healthy conversation. Meanwhile meanwhile a Brazilian messaged me this morning, good morning, and she's basically saying, I hope that you have a marvelous day, and something about have faith in God or something like that. And so I said, good morning back. I appreciate you being so positive. I wish you a blessed day as well. And she says, amen, thank you. Have you already ate lunch? Is what she asked me. Now, that's something so small, right? But she's asking me, have you already ate lunch? And I
When was the last time an Americanized woman asked you that? I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but you could probably count on one hand how many times a woman has asked you a concerning question regarding your health, regarding your life, what you're interested in. So the way he's breaking this stuff down, guys, he's making past look like a W because he's hitting it right on the head. He's hitting it right on the money, talking about these situations, interacting with women. How many narcissistic women do you come across where if you don't ask them a question, if you don't text them first, you won't get a damn reply? So this is the American culture that we're creating. the men and women, the women have, it's a matriarchy. They have the power. They are adhering to all the leverage. So they're taking in the power, abusing it, becoming narcissistic. So it just kind of is what it is. Now, I'm not saying every American woman is like this, but it's enough for y'all. And I'm pretty sure most dudes can account for this, whether you're black, white, Hispanic. If you're an American dude, you can understand where he's coming from totally and how stupid these situations and dating gets.
I seen somebody just left a comment saying that the first girl had low interest, right? Well, the first girl was a girl that was on a dating app and she swiped on me. So she had some level of interest, whether if it was low, whatever it was. She intentionally swiped for us to match. The second Brazilian was a woman that I met in the mall that showed low interest, but I gave her my Instagram and I reached out to her later and we've been talking every day. So they both started from low interest. But the conversation and the interest in having a conversation and wanting to be entertained is completely different. And this is why it's literally impossible. It's literally impossible to transition back over to the United States. There's no way you can be gone as long as I was. I mean, for me, it took a week for me to wake up, but there's no way you can be gone as long as I've been gone and just come back and deal with the shit. So we got another.
So Austin done seen the light at the end of the tunnel. So if you guys haven't seen the light at the end of the tunnel, hey, bro, we might need to go to a different country. You feel me? Now, women are going to get to shaming us and being like, hey, well, you just an incel motherfuckers. Nah, y'all just some unruly, selfish women. That's what it is. That's what it is. You over. So let's get to this last talking point.
Hear that, and it's not the fact that these women are more independent and they have a middle class because they have a middle class in Chile, they have a strong middle class in Uruguay, and the women have their own cars and their own apartments, and I'm not getting overtalked. I'm not getting disrespected. I'm not getting a finger in the face.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Time out, time out, time out, Austin. So are you telling us that the women in other countries work harder than the American women over here, but they work hard, have their own stuff, and they still submit. They're still pleasant, feminine to be around as women. They still make you a priority after working a long shift. These independent women over here in America, you, I was watching a recent video of AMS recently because I follow him on Instagram, and he posted this Instagram reel to his YouTube. And he basically said this dude was texting with the woman, and he went on a couple of dates, and the 2 dates was going good. And then just out of nowhere, he didn't get a reply back for like 2 or 3 days from that woman. This is the kind of stuff that you dealing with American women. She says she's working on her career. She says she's strong and independent. Well, these other women in these other countries are strong and independent, have their own stuff, but they still text back. They still make you a priority. That same woman in America, you're lucky to get a date out of her, and she'll tell you that to your face. She'll tell you that in a text message. She'll tell you that on a date nap in her bio. So this is how goofy all this stuff is. Relationships to work. Relationships have to be on both sides. It can't be lopsided.
At least if they can't make it to the date, or let's say they change their mind because they find out something about me, they have enough common courtesy to cancel. And they don't cancel 15 minutes before when they knew the entire time.
Ain't that the worst?
That's the difference. So yeah, it is a form what I'm going through. I wouldn't call it red pill rage because I'm not bitter about women. This is bitter about, you know, I wouldn't even call it bitter because I know I'm leaving, but this is me complaining or venting about American women, right? And I don't have to deal with it. But what I used to call passport rage, which is just traveling and then coming back and you have the red pill rage, but it's not about women. It's about a specific group or specific nationality from where you're from. And I don't have to deal with it, but just even being around the environment, knowing that this type of shit goes on, doesn't sit too comfortable with me. I don't. When I was overseas, sometimes you might run into bullshit women. There's bullshit women everywhere. Granted, that's obvious. People are people.
What he's saying right here, guys, is if you're an Americanized dude and you go through this stuff on a regular basis, this is not the norm. There's a better way. There's better women out here that are willing to treat you better. That, yeah, they might be in your country, might be in small number, but you can definitely find this outside of the country. So he's giving us some light at the end of the tunnel.
And you're gonna no, not every society is gonna be perfect. I'm never saying that, but you can exclude them. You can, oh, she's full. She sounds like an American chick. Let me go over here. And then chances are you're not gonna bump into that again for the rest of the month, depending on where you're at. But here, when you run into a bull chick, and I've showed you these guys on live video, you can't get away from it. It doesn't matter what race, it doesn't matter what age, it doesn't matter what height, what weight. Bull comes in all shapes and colors here. I've shown you. I've shown you on live. We've approached uh, 21. Bull. We've approached 42. Bull. We've approached 30. Bull. Black. Bull. Mexican. Bull. It's all fucking bull. So that's why I refuse to deal with the bull. I'm not coming back.
Ooh, and that's how we gonna end this video like that. Like Future and Kendrick Lamar and them and Metro Boomin on that song like that. Is you like that? That's what he like that. Austin like that. He not dealing up with the bull. So hopefully this video was very informative to you guys. Hopefully you guys got some value out of it. Opened your eyes to a different possibility of what's going on in the world and dating. You don't have to put up with the BS. It's always a solution. Now, the solution might be an expensive one. The solution one might take a while for you to get to, but there's a solution for you. So just thought this would be helpful, as we're young men going through this dating experience in the Western culture and how stupid it is. So that's my video. You guys give Austin a follow. Very useful in the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to the video if you like the video. If you guys want support on your way out, all the ways you can support in the description below. I appreciate you guys watching to the end. You guys have a good day. Good day at work. Good week. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.